morning.
Yes.
Jeez.
When you think you're gonna be early, and something always happens.
Problems.
I like to half chop off your head.
I,
Why do you have such a big head?
I know.
That's a big head.
It's all the brains. Zombies love me.
Brains.
I'm gonna have to work on this stuff and get this a little more sorted out. Apparently, we're doing this often now, so the kind of shooting out of the hip podcast thing is not working.
Is that not working anymore? Do we need an official setup?
We need something a little more official.
What?
So
No way.
I think we are live. Good morning, goeiemorgen. Maybe not. Possible.
Why is this talking? Oh, I'm hitting every wrong button.
Are you hitting the wrong button?
Yes.
Of course.
Like every wrong button.
Sorry. Why are you not doing the mouse over here?
Because I couldn't see which screen I was on.
Yeah. The sun coming from the back doesn't help a lot on the screen.
That better. Okay.
So, good morning, goeiemorgen.
See, look, now chat's gone.
Why is chat gone? I don't know what's going on.
Oh my god.
Maybe you want to press the live button there. So, I don't know what's going on.
You see what keeps... Okay.
Yeah, why is that thing got black?
No, because I popped out the chat. And then...
No, I'm talking about the screen. Did you see the black on the screen?
Yes, it's because I popped out the chat.
Oh, because you popped out the chat. All right. Don't worry.
See?
It's still... Yeah.
See, it grows.
All right. I don't know.
I don't know what it's doing.
No.
I
think that's a limit on the software. There's the boundaries are not right because my kids and fingers.
It's not. It's always done that.
Okay.
When I pop out the chat because it's too big, but a small screen. It's not enlarged.
All right, whatever. Good morning. Technical difficulties. We got those little imps in the technical bits that's causing all kinds of nonsense.
Yeah.
All right, who we got? So we can say good morning.
We've got Andy Pearson. Good morning. It says good morning
Andy.
and blessings to the House of Biltong. We've got Neurodivergent.
Neuro.
Buy some meat from King of Biltong at biltongusa.com. Use code RRR to save 10%. Try the Druvors Peri Peri.
Oh, the Druvors Peri Peri
that's a
is
good one.
Good.
Very good one. And then Progman, TGIF, Shabbat Shalom, and all that beautiful stuff. Good morning, peeps.
Good morning.
Thank you. And Jamal. Good morning.
Good morning, Jim. All right. So, first, I thought this would be very good to show you guys. So, we like coffee.
A lot of coffee.
So, this is one you can't buy. This is our 5-pound bag, which will be our next. I don't even know how long. It's not very long, but then that's finished.
It's not, but we had to request the guys.
Yeah, we had to ask them to pack
us.
bigger bags because we drink the smaller ones too fast. So we got the 1 kilo, the 2.2 pounds, but it's not big enough for me. So we'll see if anybody wants the 5-pounders. You know, we can make a plan.
Ooh, okay, fancy.
Yeah, and then so I have to have my phone and papers today because apparently, you know, when you research stuff, I use my phone and then I try and find it on my computer and then it won't copy. And then when I ask the same questions, I get different answers from the same AI. That is interesting. But anywho, I think I got the essence down on this. And I learned a few very interesting things doing some research here. And I think you're going to be surprised because Nicole has no idea what I'm going to talk about. I haven't told her.
I sleep when he's up in the morning.
I have an entire family of saboteurs that try and keep me awake. So if it's not the boy, my wife, you know, like kicks me in the night.
I may be guilty of that.
Yes,
from last
I don't know what
night.
was. I don't know what was going on.
Good
but
morning,
apparently,
Don Darkstar and
Good morning.
Chappie.
Good
Glad to
morning.
have you in.
Yes, apparently I was supposed to attend to something urgently, but I couldn't get words.
It was in my dream. Okay.
Yes,
It was important.
I just got.
And then I rolled back over and I went back to sleep.
Yes, I got a massive tap. Like what?
Whoops.
Like, okay, thank you. Now I am officially awake. This is an hour after I fell asleep, so it was fun.
Well, that's
But
normally
anyway.
when the boy wakes me up. That's
Yeah,
probably my issue.
that's bro.
That's it.
Go check the boy. All right, so I thought because something I don't see a lot, and you know, there's always the contrarians and opposition. I love watching contrarians online when the only thing they can do is oppose whatever people say.
The man.
No, but they, you know, at least if you have a stance, I understand it. But when you say, you know, I don't particularly want to swear right now, but when you say, Joe Biden, go pound sand, Donald Trump, go pound sand, everybody go pound sand, um, you know, Charlie Kirk, go pound sand, Tyler Robinson, go pound sand. It's like, dude, it's like everything you say is opposing to something. Like you don't have a position, you just oppose everybody's position. And I just find it interesting because I almost want to assign those people troll status, because literally,
They
like, no
normally
matter
do
what.
not have any responsibilities, no kids, no
Well,
bills,
the thing
no
is, I mean,
nothing.
I understand if you oppose stuff, I get it, but you got to stand for something, because if you don't stand for something, you stand against everything. So anyway, I thought of this after our last stream, because I'm involved in lots of chats and things like that. Not always because I want to, but it's part of business. I have done business this way, so now I have entrapped myself in the Rumble machine. So I thought about the contrarians, and there's always like people opposing, and I think about the people that want globalism and socialism and communism and all the other isms that's not good for anybody really, because they don't understand once that shit's in, it's like it's not good. And I thought to myself, I wonder what happened during the American independence, because you often hear about the heroes, but you never hear about the opposition, like those opposed. And
Opposed?
yes, well, that's the thing. You never hear, well, there was so many opposed, and this is what happened, and were anybody like hung for treason? What did they do? How did it work? Because it's a little eerie, if you oppose the regime and then the regime comes in, and you're like, all right, well, what now? Because generally, they have a habit of off with their heads, and stuff
I
like that
miss
happens.
off with your heads.
Well, the thing is, in the West, we're a little bit more tolerant. Not, and we shouldn't be in all cases, I don't think. I think we are
Off
too
with your head.
tolerant sometimes, yes. So I delved into that a little bit, and that's why I got two different, because obviously it's probably a less popular and a slightly controversial topic. Now, I'm going to again say that I find it very eerie how much browbeating is going on with Americans and slaves specifically that came here, and the Native Americans that got conquered. If I don't see a lot of browbeating on the old Middle Easterners, that actually castrated these guys.
Because they're right wing.
Yes. Oh, it must be.
Gosh.
So anyway, without further ado, there were the people that were pushing for American independence, okay? And then there were what was called the Loyalists, who were also apparently known as the Tories, which I think is still a party in Britain now. I'm not up to speed with the British politics, to be honest. So I just know there's Tories, and I think there's Democrats, and I don't know.
Our oldest child, this morning, I mentioned what your topic was. She's like, oh, those are the Tories.
Yes, because homeschooling doesn't teach them anything.
No, she taught me that term. And
yes. Well, she was telling me something last night, and I was also like,
No, she immediately popped it out.
Well, the thing is, they listen to what we say, and then we've got a ton of books, and then they go and find books and they research it. So it's very cool.
Morning, Marcus.
Morning. So the Tories were also known, and this is why I got to read both sides. They were also known as the King's Men. And basically what it comes down to is, except for being a fight of independence, it was also basically a civil war.
Yes.
Between factions here.
Yes.
All right. So, and being a patriot or a traitor was very much, and I guess still is today, is very much a perspective thing.
Yes, it depends on which side you're on.
Yes, depends on which side you're on, because in the view of the loyalists to the crown, everybody
They
who
were all
opposed
traitors.
it were all
Yeah.
traitors, and so was their view from England.
Yeah.
Everybody opposing was so. But anyway, the loyalists were. They estimate roughly 15 to 20% of the colonial population. And estimates vary. So the same AI here and the same AI here, okay, says around 300 to 400,000 people, but this one says historians say up to 500. So anywhere from 300 to 500 between the same AI, but one from my laptop and one from my phone. Same AI. So, AI.
They have the same information available?
Same question asked. Okay. So I want to try and, because I like this one a lot, but there's extra information. Yes, I want to try and. All right. So loyalists were American colonists who stayed faithful to King George III and the British government. All right. And it says the same thing here: 15 to 20%, 15 to 20%, 3 to 400,000 people, 500,000 people. So take it with a grain of think for yourself.
Grain of salt.
Yes, and then they say a lot of them came from they came from all social classes and religions, although stronger in certain areas. So New York, New Jersey. Funny how, the people now that oppose like America were the people that opposed America then.
Same area.
Same areas. Funny enough.
Hmm.
Parts of the South among religious groups, and I know why. So some of the religious groups that opposed it was the Anglican clergy, and I think they have strong ties to Britain.
Okay.
So the Anglican Church, I think, is a British church, and that would be why. Okay, and then some of the main motivational points were. So let me first. Some religious guys, and then so some of them believe that the British government was a legitimate government and provided stability and order. But was it Benjamin Franklin that said, those who will sacrifice freedom for security deserves neither. So sometimes you don't want it to be too safe, because that's very, then you get flock when it's too safe.
Don't start with flock.
All right, just saying, because everybody
Flock
must be
off
safe.
now.
Yes, flock off.
Flock off.
So everyone must be safe all the time. We live in the real world. It's like you could walk out to go get the mail and a truck could drive over you. So
15-minute cities.
yeah, they can go pound those in
Flock
their own
off.
sand. Yes. All right. So, and then economic ties to Britain, there was a lot of motivation for that. So merchant traders and stuff like that traded a lot with Britain, didn't want unrest because that would impact their income. Okay, and then of course fear of chaos, mob rule, loss of. There was a distinct possibility that if a new regime, republic or whatever comes in, that there could be massive loss of property. So lots of property owners, big property owners, oppose this because they don't know what would happen to their property. Would the new government come in, which I guess is a legitimate concern, religious, as I mentioned, and then there were some that were promised freedom from Britain. So some of the Indian tribes, some of the, and they always say enslaved people. How about the indentured servants? AKA like the Irish. So anyway, so the thing is, yes, the Brits use that kind of propaganda, and the funny thing is, it doesn't even mean it's going to happen. But they do promise, they do make promises. So
they've never lied.
So the groups included royal officials and governors, of course, because they were from England. And then Anglican clergy, as I said, merchants with strong British ties, recent immigrants. So they said especially Highland Scots were very pro England. They didn't want the American kind of liberty. So that's interesting. And then certain Native American nations and leaders who allied with Britain to protect their own interests. Okay. And then wealthy elites and officials, royal governors, judges, large landowners, which I mentioned, that benefited from British rule. All right, and then native and ordinary colonists, farmers, artisans, and families who preferred the known British system over risky revolution. So, and this is where it gets interesting.
Can I say hello to a few people before we go further? All right, we've got David Dogspot, good morning to you. Jody, reminding everybody to hit that plusy button, so do not forget.
Yeah, smack it like you like it.
Smack it. And then Russ Hanneman, good morning.
Hey, morning, Russ.
Yes.
I can't find my other pen.
We've also got Relaxing McGroin.
Oh, Relaxing McGroin.
Relaxing McGroin. I got it
Relaxing
now.
McGroin was on Yankee last. I think it was Yankee. Yes.
Very cool. Glad to have you in. Yankee's
when,
pretty cool.
Yeah, when
like
Cool
her.
Dude was on.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember
we
that.
got some awesome.
Oh, I wanted to say, I'm glad you're in. If you like something really, really dry in terms of biltong, try the biltong or chili sticks. They are thin strips, really dried hard, more in the line of jerky.
Lots of chew effort.
Yeah, so you get biltong, which is the slab. Let me see if I can do this quick. I didn't want to, but he specifically asked yesterday. So this is the peri peri, but you get a slab like this, and we slice that, and that generally
you cannot see it, but it says sticks. This is them. But,
yes, but we slice that, and that's the kind of more
hard.
moist. These are hard and shelf stable, so we literally leave those out on the shelf. They dried really hard. So try those if you want something really dry and hard, because I've had a few people that say, well, I don't like it moist. Well, we all have different tastes, and that is down your alley if you want something like dried hard.
There you go.
So, all right.
By the way,
so say hi to everybody.
And you are a social butterfly. That is why you find yourself on this realm.
Yes, yes.
And I love this Progman. I have to state this. I like Patrick Henry. He was very Gen X. He hated bloated, centralized government and federal tyranny.
Why does that name ring a bell? Oh, is he in here? Not in here.
No, not in what you've spoken about today.
Okay.
Campbell clan is very much disliked in Scotland because they sold their people out for money and land. We spoke about the Campbell clan.
Mm-hmm.
Why am I blanking? Salty.
Yes.
Salty mentioned some too.
Campbell
Bright
clan,
Gaming, good morning
good
from
morning,
Canada.
Good
yes,
morning.
Or Hong Kong, sorry, from Canada. Always got to get your honking in. Beth, good morning to you. Glad to have you in as well. Social butterfly, sorry. Russ enjoyed that social butterfly comment. Somebody else stated it, so yes. I do not get credit for that one.
All right.
SS Grunt, good morning, and let's continue on.
Yes. All right. So now this is where things change a little. So I'm going to take a pen and I'm going to mark out who I'm talking about.
I'm going to kill that thing.
There's a fly and he's really annoying me. Where's the smacker? You smack the fly. I'll read the. So they say that the most famous individual traitor was a guy called Benedict Arnold. And I just want to mark it here so I don't repeat. So Benedict Arnold, so they say no name is more synonymous with betrayal in American history than Benedict Arnold. He was initially one of the Continental Army's most capable and courageous officers. Helped capture Fort Ticonderoga. Oh, sorry, my pronunciation sucks. In 1775, led the grueling expedition to Quebec. Okay, played a key role in the pivotal American victory at Saratoga in 1777, which helped bring France into the war. Wounded multiple times in service to the Patriot cause. In 1779 to 1780, Arnold had grown deeply disillusioned. He felt passed over for promotion, faced financial difficulties, and corruption accusations. He was largely acquitted in a court-martial and was influenced by his marriage to Peggy Sheppen, who came from a loyalist leaning. So loyalist, I guess, today's terms would be left-leaning. Anyway, I don't want to go there.
The king.
Yes, loyalist leaning Philadelphia family. So he obviously married this chick, and that caused some issues, and then he obviously had some other problems. And I mean, I guess if those days were hard. I remember some of the research I did was that the soldiers did not get paid, and they were very annoyed by the time the war was over. They were like, "All right, we want our money now." So they were almost like dissension in the ranks, and like I think if Washington didn't step up and wasn't the figure he was, there would have probably been some what do they call that, mutiny and stuff. As mutiny as that, not on a boat, but anyway, they would have killed some leaders just to get some money.
Yes,
it would have been bad.
That's about right.
So he then proceeded to make a deal with the Brits. while commanding the crucial Hudson River fortress. And stuff like this is what makes or breaks a revolution, because this guy basically went behind everybody's back, made a deal with the enemy, um, and and I think this is one of the. Remember, New York is where uh, the Continental Army, so the now U.S. Army, got huge losses, and stuff like this is what causes it. So lots of people die because leaders finagle. So he secretly negotiated with the Brits. He agreed to surrender the fort and its garrison in exchange for £20,000, which was probably a small fortune those days. I mean, 18 or 1780, 1800, around there. £20,000 must have been a fortune of money.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just finish this up. And in exchange for £20,000 and a commission as a British brigadier general. The plot was exposed when British Major John Andre was captured carrying the incriminating documents. Arnold fled to British lines just in time, so he almost got caught. But the plot came out, which means at least a lot of people didn't die.
Busted.
Then he fought against his former comrades, leading raids, including the burning of New London, Connecticut, near his hometown in 1781. After the war, he lived in Britain and briefly Canada, where he was never fully embraced by the British society. He died in London in 1801. So
It always goes like that.
when you're a turncoat, man, nobody fucking trusts you. Not your side, not the other side you turn to. Nobody trusts you because we call him draadsitter, which means like you sit on the wire. You don't have a side. You don't pick a side.
It sounds a lot like the people nowadays who will not pick a side, but they play nice with everybody, but always give in, one way more than the other, and then they wind up falling in suit and getting hurt because they do that.
So his name quickly became a byword for treason. At Saratoga today, there is a famous boot monument honoring the leg he was wounded in while fighting for America. Deliberately does not name him.
And as Russ said, then we won Saratoga.
Yes.
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 Now, I do have to back up a second. So, Progman does remind us that Patrick Henry was 1775. That's what I'm saying. It's other information you've read out on.
Yes, that's why the name rings a bell.
In 1775, Patrick Henry stood before the Virginia Convention and said, "Give me biltong or give me death."
That's the guy. I like that guy.
Yes. It's just the names, man. I
thought it was somebody else, but yes, and we read that.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying.
Yes, sorry, I've got so much documents and then a whole bunch of other stuff going on, so I don't remember everything. But I've saved all the documents because I want to try and fill them in. So what I thought, and I told Nicole, this is going to be a lot of work, and I owe Jim some work as well. I want to help Jim. I'm not an expert in websites, but I can fumble my way through setting one up, and if it's a basic thing, it doesn't matter. It doesn't have no e-store, no complicated crap. So I'm going to help Jim and them set one up for stuff he's busy with, and I thought maybe I set one up for for our podcast, and then all these documents, if I can complete them properly, I can post them with the video links and stuff, and then people can go pull the documents and get some.
Share some info with you. And Don, I agree. This is making me want to rewatch The Patriot. That's all that's been flashing through my mind.
I downloaded an awesome meme today.
Okay.
So in The Patriot, where Mel Gibson stands with his rifle behind the tree and he's hiding and he's waiting for the Brits.
Yes.
So I've got a guy, Mel Gibson, with a sawzall and a flock camera. And I was like, I need that.
You're next.
Download.
You're next. Now, left field, who owns Flock?
Yeah, no.
This is a question. Andy does state, Jack at TSPC shared a post on X to a FOIA request form for Flock cameras. So he's planning to fill it out and submitting one.
I'm glad Andy's watching Jack. Yes. For everybody, if you are into any kind of survival, just general homesteading and just all around good, like efficient, or self-efficient info, check out Jack Spierko on the Survival Podcast. He is an awesome resource with a lot of information, and Andy's correct. That's where I saw that thing with I was looking at
Jack's been heavy on this stuff.
But Jack's right, because what Jack was saying, and we get back to this now, but what Jack was saying was, stop complaining, because everybody's like, oh, oh, but you're not doing anything about it. So he's got a FOIA request document that he. Now I only saw it on Facebook. I'm sure it's on X. I didn't
And it's
see
going to be on his website. I'm
yes,
sure.
it'll be on his TSTC website.
He does have a website.
But look up Jack Speaker with a K, not a C. And he said, here's a FOIA request document, go fill it in and send it in and bury these people in paperwork. Okay,
Yes.
and then we get stuff done instead of crying about nothing. Yes. Because when you cry and complain, nothing happens. All right.
That is where Andy originally found us.
Okay.
He learned
cool.
about Hilton from Jack.
All right.
We have had some Jack people for years. That is definitely our crowd. So, Andy, now it makes
Jack
sense why
cool
you're
guy.
So cool. Now I get it.
Yes,
all
there
right.
we go. So, now, this I did not know, and this is very interesting. William Franklin, the son of Benjamin Franklin, last royal governor of New Jersey, remained loyal and later moved to Britain. I did not know that. Like, that is not something that is ever said anywhere that I know of.
Blood doesn't always mean everything.
William Franklin, Benjamin Franklin's son and the royal governor of New Jersey, he remained loyal to the crown, was imprisoned by patriots, so by New Americans, and later became a leading voice among loyalists exiles in Britain. The father-son relationship never recovered. Some contemporaries viewed him as one of the most significant traitors, second to Arnold in notoriety. Why is that not known? So imagine how strongly Benjamin Franklin believed in freedom to basically, not disavow, but when you take them off your will.
Yeah, but yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You basically tell your son, well, look, we're going to have to split paths here because you believe in shit I don't. And I mean, those days, I think family was a lot stronger bonded than it is today. So that was that blew my mind when I saw that. That was very interesting. That Benjamin Franklin's own son, William Franklin, was one of the strongest opposition voices to the American independence. Disinherit. Yes, I think there's another word, but anyway.
Yeah, that's a good sum up.
Disown. That's what I'm looking for.
Okay.
When you disown your son. So disinherit is but disown
He's
is
now a bastard.
Yes, and then
sorry.
And then the prominent Massachusetts politician and historian called Thomas Hutchinson, a long-serving governor and leading opponent of colonial resistance. And I think Massachusetts was one of the colonies that opposed the whole thing. So opponent of colonial resistance, including Stamp Act protest and Boston Tea Party. So he opposed all of that. So he wanted the taxes, and his Boston home was ransacked by a mob in 1765. He left for Britain in 1774. All right, so Hutchinson.
Okay.
And then Joseph Brant.
Galloway?
No, Brant. It's actually, I cannot pronunciate that. He's actually an Indian.
Okay, not that one. This one.
Yes. Sorry, Joseph Galloway.
That's why I said it.
So
that's the one you have here.
All right. Yeah, I'm trying to, I gotta. So Joseph Galloway, influential Pennsylvania politician who proposed the Galloway Plan of Union in 1774, a compromise of colonial self-governance within the empire, which, when it failed, he became a loyalist, advised the British, and eventually fled to Britain. His property was confiscated. You see, so that's the problem. Is, if all the guys that signed that little paper that we revere so much, that would have happened to them, and probably off with their heads.
Off with their heads, for sure. Yeah. John Hancock, you started it first.
And then it says, this side, it says, many lesser-known loyalist leaders led guerrilla units and militias that fought alongside British troops. So that's why it was also seen as a civil war, because people fought their own, basically. But what I got this side, which I don't have this side, which is why I got this side also, is Joseph Brant. Now, I cannot pronounce that last name, but he's a prominent Mohawk leader who allied with the British. He led Iroquois. Iroquois.
Yes.
I can't read French. Ek is 'n boer. I'm a Dutchman. I can't do the funny. And loyalist forces in raids against patriot settlements in New York and Pennsylvania. He fought for the British interests and native sovereignty. After the war, many of his people resettled in Canada. So much for the natives in Canada. I wonder how many of the, Uruguay that's in Canada are now getting land because the government there are basically commie bastards. So anyway, that's a subject for another day. The commie bastard Canadian government. Other
I'm
figures
sorry,
include.
Bright and Progman.
No, they live there. It's not their fault. I don't have a
they-
problem with the Canadian people. I have a problem with the
No,
Canadian
they have
government.
to deal with it.
Yeah,
Yes, I do
know.
apologize.
Other figures include Anglican priests like Jonathan Boucher and Charles Inglis. I've heard that name before, Charles Inglis, who wrote responses to Thomas Paine's Common Sense. Maybe that's why I heard that Thomas Inglis. That rings a real bell. Custom officials like John Malcolm, famously tarred and feathered. Yes, come here. We'll put some tar and feather on you. And various militia leaders in the brutal backcountry fighting, especially in the south. All right, so there were a few people. I mean, including Benjamin Franklin's son, which is that's a significant blow when your own son goes against your political view and pushes back. It's
Okay,
yeah, I'll
not yet.
finish it. Yeah.
Okay. I need more.
So that's quite a that would be a real blow. You think you're gonna do this great thing and your son and probably your son if he's married your daughter-in-law, your grandkids, that's all gone,
And you're doing it for them.
and you're doing it in your mind for them. So many faced persecution, property confiscated, businesses destroyed, tarred and feathered. And forced to flee. Roughly 60 to 80,000 loyalists left the United States, the largest refugee movement in American history up to that point. That's a lot. Well, that's what they estimate, so anywhere from 300 to 500, so anywhere from 20 to like 80,000.
Chug.
All right, so roughly 60 to 80,000. Most went to Canada.
That's
especially Nova Scotia and New Brunswick, Britain, or the Caribbean. Huh.
That's why those places are
not that
the
explains
United States. Not.
The 1783 Treaty of Paris called for fair treatment of loyalists, but most states ignored it and continued confiscations.
Good.
Like, sure, we will treat them fairly. It's fair to take their property. Some eventually returned, but many never did. Their descendants helped shape early Canadian identity. Okay, interesting. I didn't know that. So a lot of the Canadians are actually loyalists that were Americans that moved to Canada.
So if you want to know what would have happened to America, look at Canada.
Perspective note: history is written by the winners, of course. Because they have to say that. Because it would be bad if you actually have patriotic history. Let me just see. What does it say? In Britain and amongst loyalist communities, especially in Canada, they were often seen as principled defenders of law and order who suffered for their loyalty. So
okay, Progman does remind us I am English and will be till the day they carry me out in a box. That being said, I love the U.S. in equal measures.
Yes.
It's actually really nice to have you in and others who are English.
Well, what I want to say is, because you're English doesn't make you a commie.
No.
Okay.
No.
And this is unpopular opinion. Lots of South Africans do not share the views I share. Lots of South Africans, as I'm sure lots of Brits do not share the views you share. There's a reason I'm here, because this is the kind of freedom I want.
Mm-hmm.
I am not a communist. I'm not a socialist. I do not believe in, I believe in 100% free trade. I don't believe in fly.
I don't know where this water is.
Yes,
I
don't know. The kid stole the swatter, and I want to kill the fly, and I can't find it. Anyway, there are a lot of people that want collectivism.
Uh-huh.
I'm not one of those people. And just because I'm South African doesn't make me a collectivist. Mm-hmm. I respect, and one of the problems I always had is and I said this in a few previous podcasts, is a lot of people used to badmouth the Americans, and I could never understand why. And it's basically because they commie collectivists.
Yes.
And they don't like freedom.
Yes.
That's all I can take from it, because if you want, let me I'm going to veer off course here a little bit. As a South African, if you want your mind completely blown, go walk through. Was it falling off? About to.
I gotcha.
Go walk through the Airspace Museum in the Grand Mall in DC. when I went there twice. I need to take my kids. I don't know if DC is now a commie hellhole. I would really like to take them there
We'll
just to
take
go
'em,
show them
at some point.
the museums and stuff. But I mean, you walk and you need to spend 3 to 4 days in the Grand Mall. Like I was there for business a few times. I went for a day, and you can do the airspace in one day, like nothing else. It's so big, and there's so much stuff. When you walk through that airspace museum and you look at what America's done, you understand as a South African how far behind the US we actually are as a South African. I can't speak for Brits because I don't know what you guys did, etc. But you know, when you look at the achievements and things that were done, and the planes and the modules and the shuttles and all the stuff there and the setup, and it's mind blowing what you find there. It blew my mind. I was so proud to be in the US and to have an opportunity to be part of people that built that. And at that time I was still waiting for my work permit, and just the idea of being able to be part of this society and contribute to it made me feel proud. And I wasn't even here yet, so just read the chat.
All right.
I'm getting all patriotic.
I
want to go put an American shirt on.
You got your red on. As SS Grunt noticed, it is Red Friday. We always wear red on Fridays. If you do not know why, look up RED. That is an acronym for Remember Everyone Deployed. The red is for our troops. There are people who are fighting for our freedoms every single day, and that is why we wear our red. And that actually came from a previous employee we had. She's the one who informed us of her daughter who, was she Navy? I think she was Navy. So, yeah. I think she was Navy at the time. It's been years. We haven't spoken to them. I'm pretty sure it was Navy. Jamal does mention that even without the flock cameras, our new cars will be doing the same. Congress voted to require monitoring equipment in all new cars. So, Jim, on that note, you tell me how the 1950s, 1960s, 1970s cars are holding up to date. Why
don't look into junkyards that spontaneously combust lately.
No, but I'm just saying, if you get your hands on one of those, you can fix anything on those things. Now, the only caveat is some of the parts they are not producing anymore, so it may cost a little bit of money to get the molds and get it made, what have you, if something needs to be replaced. But just keep it in mind, if you have an older vehicle, you can probably fix it up and keep it running. So just as an FYI, the classics are coming back. Jody did mention, of course, that car insurance companies track this shit out of you. Also, and don't forget Google Maps that everybody uses. It drives me crazy. The biggest thing, flock cameras versus the Google Maps at the moment, it may be showing where you're going, but it's not taking pictures of you and then claiming that you're doing shit that you didn't do. So that is the kind of invasion of privacy there. They're selling the data to different agencies and using that information to wrongfully accuse certain people for different actions. What happened to innocent until proven guilty, if I may ask. And I did see Jacob Castro pop in, and Sigil Stone. I didn't realize you came in as well. Good morning, gentlemen. Jacob, I know it is super early and you are a neck of the woods, so we must be catching you rolling out of bed. I hope you have some coffee. We have some tribal. And I did, of course, see that SS Grunt did say thank you for the coffee. Would love to hear your feedback. What did you think? When Anton comes back, I'll refresh him on some of the chat. But my father and I didn't speak for 4 years because the 2020 stolen election, and let's go Brandon. I didn't agree with my dad, so we stopped talking. That is rough, but it is a very true situation, with families splitting with 2020 and stolen election. It was Chappie who mentioned that he didn't speak to his father for 4 years due to the stolen election, and let's go Brandon. No, that whole situation's been rough. What we've learned from that, because we could not figure out why so many boomers specifically are giving into the nonsense, it's because they don't want to be ostracized by their family, and they don't have people to watch over them if the whole family gets rid of them. Because we had issues. People agreed with our stance in certain things in Roanoke, but they wouldn't speak up. They wouldn't do anything. They didn't want to touch it. It's because of ostracizing. Yes. No, it's...
So what we had a lot. So we didn't enforce masks. We didn't say you have to wear a mask. We didn't say, really? You see, we should have killed that guy. There's flies sitting on the can.
I blew at it. I blew it. That's a nonsense,
Anyway,
that one.
So that's out of the whole place. It can sit. It'll sit on that.
I know. That's why I blew it. Okay.
Anyway,
Sorry.
so yeah, smacking it would not be good.
I did. You see?
Anyway, so we had a lot of people. So during 2020, we didn't enforce masks. Like, if you want to wear it, fine. Don't make me wear it. I'm not. And I told people, don't ask me to put a mask on. It's not happening. But our shop was one of probably a literal handful of businesses. Oh, sorry.
Would you like to start over?
Okay, I'm sorry.
Thank you, guys. I'm sorry. I'm
you.
behind on chat, so thank you for telling me, Jamal.
I got kids and problems, you know. Anyway, so during 2020, let me start again. During 2020, we did not. Makes me think of the guys that forget to reactivate the mic and that.
You are that guy right now.
So we didn't enforce masks. We were one of a literal handful of businesses that did not actually enforce masking and all kinds of shit. We had a bottle of sanitizer on the table. You want to sprit your hands and do whatever, you do that. We were cleaning the shop anyway. We always used to use sanitizer on the table, so everything was clean. And I told people, do not ask me to put a mask on. It's not happening. You don't like it, just leave. And we had a lot of people come in and they would wear a mask and they would walk in through the door, and when the door closes behind them, they would look back through the door and then take their mask off and then say, you know, they're so happy that there's one place they can come and sit and just relax and not be fucking
We
terror.
were the safe haven.
Yes, we were
many,
like literally
many.
the safe. But you know, those people come and then those people go because
they're on the fence and they play along and act like everything's hunky dory, and then they get swallowed in their own shit.
the hardest place to be is principal.
Yeah.
It is the hardest place to be.
But man, I sleep better at night if I'm
Oh
not
yeah.
shaking.
Well, you know, we would probably be like almost at retirement point if we weren't principal, because you know, if you're not principal,
we could have
would,
made some easy money.
there was a lot of offers put on the table, man, and I just like, you know, it's like I can't. Maybe I'm stupid, but there's a lot of things I won't do for money. My soul is not for sale.
I spammed my husband with lovely reels because you know you gotta go through the reels every once in a while. It's taking you a little longer because you aren't lying, using people, scamming, manipulating, or selling your soul. Did you see that one?
I did like it.
Yes.
So there were a few instances of things happening, and one of them we backed someone for political office. I'm just gonna keep it like that. And when they walked in, because they knew we would back them because we didn't like, you know, who was doing
opponent.
what. Well, we didn't. Not actually. Incumbent. He was the opponent. Yeah. We didn't like the incumbent. And my only thing, I had one condition. I said, I will back you, no problem. We will financially contribute. Not that we had money.
No.
We made a plan.
We got all the pennies together.
And you know.
Now they're no more.
No, we took a hit.
Yeah.
To financially contribute to them. But it was a matter of principle, because when I say I do something, then I've got to get it done. My only request or requirement was, do not disappear when you don't win. Because I said, remember something, the incumbent is entrenched for a long time. So you need to understand that it's not going to be this time. It will be next time. You're going to get persecuted. You're going to get slandered. Your kids are probably going to get targeted. Do not disappear. You got to keep going forward, and you got to stay the course till the next election, because if it's not the next one, it'll be the third one. You will win, because more than enough people hate the incumbent. And when they start persecuting you, you can use it and show, look, this is what they're doing to me. This is why these people want me not to run, you know. And information, people will start trusting you. Information will come to hand, which you can use, and in maybe 2 or 3 cycles you can get, you know, it's very hard to get a 20-year entrenched incumbent out of office when you just walk in on the scene within months. And the first round we pushed really hard, we got 30% of the vote, and then he fucking disappeared. Walked away. And I have no time for spineless people.
Nope.
I'm sorry. I have no time. If you don't have a spine and you cannot stay the course, don't even fucking talk to me, because you waste my time and my money and my effort. We have more than enough to do to keep ourselves busy. We have our kids, we have our business, we have a lot of shit to do. I will help where I can, but then you have to stay the course. That is the condition, and I have not met anyone.
No.
They all fade, man.
We had a bunch of butterflies come through our shop, but
man,
there's a reason we moved, because there is.
But it's funny when you're the cool guy because you oppose shit, then everybody wants to be there, and then when you get demonized and shit gets real because the political class have a power to persecute you.
Yep.
So when the persecution starts, then they all fucking run. Cowards.
Now the worst part and the most disheartening part is when you inform different agencies in your state and you get a response stating that you need to work with the city.
Yeah, that kind of made me lose a lot of faith.
No, that's what made us leave.
Yes.
That is actually what signed that written in stone. We're done. We're done.
The problem is, when people are not principled. So I don't care what your stance is. I will never persecute you. So you can be the biggest commie, Marxist, furry, trans, whatever thing that
transmission mechanics.
Yes, transmission mechanic thing that walks around. Okay, I will not persecute you. I will disagree with you, and then we can bring our arguments, and then may the best argument win. But the opposite is not true. You see, this is the problem. So these guys weaponized the health department, the fire department, the
code enforcement
officers,
and the
everything,
building inspector,
to the point where our things were being sent to our home pertaining to our business,
and vice versa. We were tracked at our business for things that were not related.
Yes. So
that's very nice.
So yes, when there's no more recourse left, then the guns come out or you leave. So there was nothing worth enough for the guns to come out.
Roanoke felt very much like where he had already left. So
yes.
There was no.
It's like this is not. I mean, you either burn it down or you go. So better we go.
And we did the math, and I don't know how many of you guys actually know about this, but there is a running theory. If you are willing to downgrade your life for a year, you will have successes after, because obviously you're putting in the effort to grow. So for one whole year, we have camped.
Yes, we have been living on our land in a RV as a family of 6 for a year now. This is now a year.
It is now a year.
So
we're
about to get a bit of an upgrade. So, but that upgrade needs to be paid for. So buy biltong. I want everybody to go buy some biltong, please.
Sigil, I heard your biltong is out. I saw your comment. I know I haven't reached that spot yet, but I think you need more biltong, good sir.
Yes.
Happy to oblige.
Welcome in, Sigil.
Sorry, there were some others that popped in. I can catch them on chat.
No, it's fine. It's just I saw the young man walk in, and then everybody else is sitting outside, so I had to just organize the children quickly before there's chaos.
The young man has learned that if no one's around, he can take stuff and eat it. We've had this with all of our 2-year-olds, because this is our third 2-year-old we've had while we've had a small business, and they all take stuff and eat it because they can.
So some of the other 2-year-olds, what they used to do, because they because the 2-year-old has no concept of they used to take a bite and then turn it and put it back so nobody sees it.
Scones and donuts. Scones and donuts.
Because if you don't keep an eye on them, they're at the door trying to fight each other. Anyway, but now the young man has learned that he can make some trouble.
There's a head. I'll get him what he wants.
Coming.
I know what he wants.
All right, come under the cable. Banana and orange. That's his
favorite combination. You want to show the head?
Yes. Let me show the head.
This is the head.
Say hi. Say, how are you? Too many words.
Can you say banana and orange? Nope. All right, let him go.
Okay, say bye. Say bye, everybody. Okay, so just say bye. No, he's shy now. Now you're shy. You're never shy. Okay,
he
say
yells
bye.
the best buys.
Yes.
That's okay.
Okay, say bye, Mom. Bye, Dad. Bye, Mom. So soft.
All right. Bye,
no,
head.
Dad. I got upset with him last night, so I'm not his favorite person right now.
We are also in a
refuses to
phase
sleep.
where we don't want to sleep because learning to talk, stating words, starting sentences, and the brain
Yeah,
is
so
braining.
I had Dad every 5 minutes for an hour last night.
Yes.
So I'm like, okay, come boy, you lay down and I will lay by you and try, because Nicole, we all got to shower and we all got to operate. So I'm like,
In
all
an
right,
RV.
in an RV. So I'm like, okay, so you got to lay down now and sleep. I will lay next to you. I'll try and get you calm, because there's no point in fighting the guy. This is the one kid that we had to do things completely different with, because
it's small space.
Well, small space. Everybody's like kind of in the same space. So it's like, all right, so you lay down and keep quiet, and every 5 minutes it's like, Dad. It's like, yes, boy, you have to sleep now. And then he like wiggles, and in 5 minutes, Dad. So after an hour, I was like, you have to sleep now. So then he's like, all right, Mom, you go sort that out now. Dad gonna get upset with the boy.
All right, let me back up a little bit. We have been ignoring chat. I'm sorry, guys. Jimon does say there's a Brit couple I started following when they came for the World Cup. They rented an RV and went on tour. I have loved some of the feedback we've gotten from people who came to the States, who had never been, who had only heard the propaganda. They are loving what they experienced. So very happy.
No, the States is awesome, man.
Of course it's awesome.
It's great.
Of course it's awesome.
If you go to the cities, they suck. But if you stay out of the cities,
Well, if you stay out of the metroplexes,
yes.
The small towns, phenomenal. Neuro did remind everybody to smash that like, follow, and repost. And please leave us a comment today.
Yes, leave some comments. We forget to ask that.
The comments really make a difference. So not in chat. You got to go out of chat to the actual comment section. Just say you were here. I mean, say we're stupid. I don't care. Yeah. Whatever. Leave a comment. We would appreciate it. Relax in McCorn. Jeez, your name is just bugging me, but I like it. Progman says commies like free stuff, but not freedom. Isn't that interesting?
Yep. No, they want your shit.
Yes.
For free.
CK, good morning to you. Sorry I didn't say good morning. I did see Jacob, but I think I missed you. Jim Moss says, read Atlas Shrugged by Iron Rand. I know. Sorry.
I've got the book, and I've Atlas just never read it. Yeah.
I think that the spelling may be incorrect there. Maybe that's why I'm fumbling over it. She understood the evils of socialism better than any writer I've ever read. Yes,
but she was a Russian, so she really experienced that shit,
Yes. She knew feminists were evil even.
Yes.
Looky there. Most people don't want the responsibility of freedom.
Hold on. What? Oh, cool. No, you didn't jump start it.
Turn off your mic. Sorry.
No, it's not jump starting.
We got children doing things they shouldn't do. But yes, most people don't want the responsibility of freedom. It does. It comes with responsibility. You have to do a lot in order to maintain that freedom. That is correct. Chappie lived in Korea for 15 minutes from the DMZ and was glad to be American. And I didn't stay long. I don't blame you. Go Navy. Yes. Jamal, Obama destroyed the old car market with his crash for clunkers. That's right. The cars that were turned in had to be destroyed. Isn't that interesting? The things that have happened. Drives me a little crazy when I hear that stuff and know that happened. And that's why the people, 2020, were freaking out, trying to figure out where to get old vehicles. And thanks. Cash for clunkers screwed all of old car people when cars were made. Sorry, I cannot see everything. Made of real steel. Exactly. But if you still have them, hold on to them. There are a few out there. We need a few car enthusiasts to start a business building a new car based on old designs. That's not a bad idea, Gemma. The biggest problem that you run into is money to do those kinds of things. That is not a cheap industry. And they are going to be fought tooth and nail if somebody were to actually do that. So they've got to have some big money backing them. The reminder was of Cash for Clunkers in Obama land, where they destroyed all of the old vehicles on purpose. You remember that?
Yes.
Well, you may not have, because that was in his reign.
Yes. No, but I heard of that. Give me a second. I'm going to lock the doors. Get out. Out.
I think that's a great idea. Just make sure your mic is not too loud as you have to get onto the children. I've found a great Twitter page. It's called Indians Dying Like Cartoon Characters. Not like
Stay with him. Take him with you.
Oh, Sigil, what is this nonsense? Neuro reminds everybody to buy some meat from King of Biltong at biltongusa.com. Use code RRR to save 10%. This is the most I've mentioned
Biltong in a long time.
Yes. And I just found Gemma's note of your mic being off. It is on now. So
yes, I did.
This is like the one from a while ago.
Okay.
If we had a free market, there would be little to no barriers to entry into the market.
Yeah, no.
Yep.
If we had a free market, a lot more people would be running businesses.
It would be interesting.
More freedom, because it's hard to control you when you are in charge of your own income and destiny.
Yes, but lobbying and all of those government. That's what it boils down to. I went through the gas chamber in boot camp and learned about other pathogens getting into your airway. I also worked out at the refinery and learned the dust masks don't do shit. Interesting, isn't it? With that whole mask affair that we went through, I was nurse manager at the hospital when I was pregnant with number 3. And in the fall of 2019, I asked specifically if I could just wear a mask when I go into patients' rooms, because there was lots of colds and flus and things going on. And I was duly informed that as a management representative of the hospital, that I should not cover my face when speaking to other people, regardless that I was 9 months pregnant.
Yes.
It's like, oh, okay.
And then suddenly it's like, no, now everybody must cover their faces. So
my feelings on masks, no. And when I see them to date, I just want to burst out laughing because, we haven't learned anything. Satan, by the way, is the first commie.
Oh, yeah, right.
You're not wrong there, Jacob. Do what you want. It's a free country. Just don't do it because you're allowing yourself to be consciously manipulated.
Yep.
I wish people would pay attention to that a little bit.
The propaganda is strong.
Wearing a mask for COVID is like putting on a chain link fence to keep bugs out or flies out. Yes,
Yep. Exactly.
And Spaz Out, good morning.
Good morning.
What meat? Hi, you are so hard to read. W meat, W Anton, W Friday. Fry. Put the meat on the table and provide. What did I miss? We actually spoke about traitors, so that's kind of fun when you speak about masked people, because are they that far from traitors?
Yeah, we spoke about the people that opposed the freedom or the independence of the U.S. and well-known or I guess infamous people that are noted in history. And is it William Franklin, the son of Benjamin Franklin, was one of them, which is very interesting. Even his dad never repaired their relationship after that.
Big names that you would not have expected to be the ones to do that. Progman, a good commie is a dead commie. Yes. Sigil Stone. All right, Anton, I ordered my biltong crack the whip. I love it. Femboy, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, follow my example. We lost, but I am still shilling an Anton Redmond Salt collaboration. Eventually, through perseverance, Anton will taste it.
Yes, I will get some. I think I just want to see if our suppliers have something like that. Because they got a ton of salt. So
and if they don't, we can ask them if they would be willing to look into it for us. Never know. I'm not going to lie, the Celtic salt's pretty incredible, but I know Redmond is right here in the States. So that's, you're twisting my arm, Femboy.
Yeah, it's hard to... The reason we use the Celtic salt is because it's in all our spices. So our biltong spice and everything contains Celtic salt because of the trace minerals, which I've got an entire write-up on our website under the Celtic salt. You can go read about all the benefits.
So Redmond is supposed to not be too far from that same concept, which is why Femboy's been telling us literally for 2 years.
Yes.
You know that?
Yes.
I think it's been 2
years.
I
buy the Celtic salt in 25-pound batches. So it's very hard to have other salt when I'm buying the Celtic salt in 25. Or I can buy 50-pound. I can buy any size, but I buy it in 25-pound.
And by the way, if you guys do not know Femboy, he is the meme master.
Yes, the AI meme master.
AI meme master. We had a blast the other day with Gina
Yes.
and Sean, just so you know. That was a lot of fun. Jamal, the masks didn't stop COVID, but they were a perfect breeding ground for bacteria. I still see COVIDian retards masking up here in 2026.
Oh,
Trandia.
Well,
Yes.
we haven't had anybody in with a mask here except one person.
And the one person is the mom to the person who kept trying to report us to all of the government agencies because, you know, we are bad people to be in the area.
Yes. Commies are everywhere.
Commie or what?
Yeah, and I wasn't sure if, because you know what's the best thing for me with a mask is the people fidgeting with it all the time. So they got it on, and then they're like, you know, talk to you, and they're like, and you're like, sorry, just repeat that, and then they pull it away, and they're like, and you're like, okay, and they're like, so why did you pull it away? Because that kind of defeats the entire object of that thing on your face.
It's better when they have holes in it so they can drink from their straw.
Yes. Oh,
sorry.
I remember the picture of the band
yes!
playing, and I'm like,
and it's like half off their faces. Like you're just stupid now.
I don't understand.
Where was I at? I was at a bank. Would you believe they still had those guards up?
Yes, I know.
I looked at it, I'm like, you gotta be shitting me. I remember specifically going to Sprouts. I think it was the last time I went there. Because there was a one of their bulk items that we used to use
in muffins specifically.
I could only get it from them. Don't worry, we figured out how to swap that real quick after the situation. They freaked out because I wouldn't wear a mask, but they had their splash guard. I said, but you're protected. You got the guard in front of you. The supervisor literally ran from the office to tell the cashier not to ring me out and to conclude the sale because I didn't have a mask on.
Yeah, fortunately, Nicole already paid.
It was already concluded. I'm like, you are freaking out.
But the guy
for no
ran
reason.
out of the office at Sprouts, out of the office to stop the cashier from ringing Nicole out.
Like this is,
because she didn't have a mask.
Around.
Yes.
There's no one else around. They were wearing masks.
No, but you know what was a joke? When we
problem.
walked into the one bank, and I'm not going to name the name, but anyway, so we wanted to move our accounts because I really love big banks when they say, yes, we will help you. And then you make an appointment. And then when you go, you know, see them, then they like, yes. And then when they, you tell them like, you know, we've been in business so long. This is what we do. This is, and then they say, oh, you know, yeah, no problem. And then like a week later, you get an email. They're like, well, you don't qualify for this because of the following reasons. You're like, well, I told you all of this before the appointment.
Day one.
Like day one before I said, this is how and what and everything. So if you can't help us, just say no. And then we don't have to waste time. But then you make an appointment, you see us, we fill in documents, and then you say you can't help us because of the things I told you day one.
Yeah.
It's like, so we wanted to move our accounts. And also, when we wanted to go see
them,
same
bank that had issues with shutting people down, and we were fearful we could be
and
one
also
of those.
yes, because we were already getting shut down, and then also they were like, just remember your mask when you come see us, and I'm like, yeah, that's not a thing. We're moving. So anyway, so we walked into another bank, which we heard good things about.
Yes.
There were 3 people in the bank,
and it was across the street from her old
business. So we had the
a,
kids and everybody
we
in
walked
town. So we walked across the road, and everybody's sitting, and when we walk through the door, everybody grabs their masks and put them on.
All 3 people.
All 3
there
people.
There were 2 tellers on 2 opposite sides, and then a guy in an office, like across the building.
Yes, and then when we walk in, everybody's like, ugh! And they're like, you have to wear a mask. And I'm like, no, we don't do that. And they're like, well, then we can't help you, like shouting. So I'm like, okay, obviously you guys don't want to work, so we'll just leave.
Big building.
It was a big building
that may have burnt down.
Yes. Well, I also think that burned down, and it got flooded.
It got flooded. Something happened.
Yeah.
And then it was rebuilt.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it was all the COVID germs that they shared. I don't know. Jamal, when I was fired for refusing to wear one, I argued with a judge that it was for safety reason, no mass training, no biodisposal, and bacteria growth inside masks. Yeah, now the media is saying there is a parasite outbreak in the States. How is that news? Aren't they just socialists? By the way, do some cleanses. Parasites are real for everybody, guys. It's not just an animal thing, because we are kind of mammals too. Just gonna say that. Sorry. I can say banana and orange. I don't want to. Sigil Stone.
You know what? I'll tell you a story. How much chat you got? Go through the chat.
Oh, there's a lot of chat because I am like way behind.
Right,
and I'm enjoying you guys. Your comments made me laugh, and I missed all of these. People wear masks already. Tell you where they stand in life. Right? It's an easy target. I know where you are, and I'm going to talk to you. And yes, Chappie, he does look just like Dad. I 100% agree. Did say he was cute. The politics was too strong. The judge couldn't rule for me. Wow, that is pathetic, Jamal. But thank you for sharing. Jody, let alone all the contaminated masks in the parking lot. Yeah, no. Unfolding Joker, good morning. I see you've been around a minute, so I do apologize for catching late, but I respect the grind. God bless the Biltong family. Appreciate it. We really appreciate it. Hello.
Oh, good morning.
Good morning, everybody. I've been lurking, doing yard work. The DSA are nothing but a bunch of spoiled little brats that have no clue how our government runs.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem. And it looks like Fort Worth's got some fun on their hands with some of their local officers, with is it the First Amendment?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a thing?
Apparently, a lot of the police don't understand that there's this thing called the First Amendment.
That is awesome. I loved when I saw Blue Lives Matter page ousting this woman, asking for either fire or resignation. Don't care which one. You gone. Bye, Felicia. Is that how they say it? Atlas Shrugged was a really fun read too. The characters are, what is that? Archetypes?
Oh, yes.
Characters. Okay, but the story itself is really cool. Yes. And I like, I think it is the talking head, Stefan Molyneux always references her because she's one of the first ones to truly bring up some touchy subjects. Chappie, Obama needs to be jailed. You know, and Michael, don't forget Michael. I didn't put rice in my banana bread. I'm a racist.
Rice and bananas.
You stop it. They completely destroyed the used car market. So many good cars. Yes. And parts crush. No, I know. It's horrible. We have a 1998.
1999. Is it 98?
I think it's 98.
Okay, 1998.
I think it's 98.
I thought it was 99.
That thing is a beast, a chuckle. It was maintained obviously before the second owner. The first owner was a single guy. So it's only we're owner number 3.
Yes.
First owner loved the vehicle, really took care of it, then passed away. Kids got it. They didn't know what to do with it. They just wanted to get rid of it.
Kind of messed it up a little, but
it's not bad, but it wasn't maintained, wasn't cared for.
So like I have a bit of repair to do on it.
But you could tell, was obviously pristine until maybe 2 years ago, 3 years ago. So it's not in bad shape for what it is, but really lucky to have that vehicle, and not a bad price for what it was.
Yes.
But I foresee that truck lasting a
I have no plans of getting
very
rid of it.
long time. The car industry regulated all the small players out of existence. Yes.
We have no plan. We got a new-ish Merc bus
without the bells and whistles. We didn't do any of that.
Yeah, no bells and whistles. But it's a like a medium-sized bus because we have to have one for all our children's, and that we use when we drive far. It's got way too much technology for my liking, but we got it for a very good price. So we took it because we're going to have one properly reliable.
And this is not an overly electronic vehicle.
No.
It is not by any means. It's really manual on a lot of things.
So we got that, and then we got the old truck. And we have no plans on buying any new. I got a friend. He's got a motor for that. The
Merc. That's actually
Merc.
why we got it.
Yeah,
we have a friend
I got it because he's got an entire brand new motor for that, which I'll get from him.
And he's hanging on to it.
And he's hanging onto it for us. And then we got my truck, and we'll probably buy some older cars. I have no plans on buying anything new again.
No.
It's just not going to happen.
By the way, I did not drive the Merc on a flat tire. That is not how the tire
I don't know what
happened, but I heard some interesting stuff. I had some people making fun of me for that one. Progman, Biltong sausages are Bill Long. Right? Right. Masks are gay. Russ, you got it. Masks are so gay. All right, I'm going to skip through a little bit. Lemon Singer! Hey, good morning. We have missed you. Hope you are feeling better. It's good at least to catch up a tad bit on text. I haven't checked if you texted me back, so I apologize. I'm not very good at
yesterday was production day all day.
I was busy. That's why I was late responding to your last one. I have not even checked anything. I'm not going to lie. I had a booth at gun shows during COVID. They required masks, but I wore a fake one. There was a guy who had a hole cut in for his cigar. I'm sorry. Thank you for sharing that. Fucking hell. Can we not use our brain? Well, my whole thing about Redmond is I suspect they're a very similar business to yours with great based real Americans working for it.
Okay.
So that is Femboy's go.
Alright.
Go. Wood chipper commies. Unfolding Joker. You are not wrong. Oh, is it time to turn off YouTube?
Yeah, we can do